Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Roger Glenn with Post Realty. I'm really excited today because we have kind of an unusual one of these, is that we're actually talking to the administrators for the Rabun County Bulletin Board page. So I've got Brooke, Ginger, Jen, and Stacy, who are 4 of the 5 or 6 administrators. Okay, I'm going to start with this because a lot of people may not realize it. Can you talk about the salary that you make, these enormous salaries that you make as the administrators of the Rabun County Bulletin Board?
We make bank.
Yes.
$0.
Right. Otherwise known volunteer position, right?
Right, yes.
Jen, I'll start with you, but jump in because each of you have your own kind of history. When did the bulletin board get started?
April of 2012 is the start of the bulletin board, and it was a yard sale page, Rabun County online yard sale, I believe. And I had just moved back here into my mother-in-law's basement, and I wanted to sell a few things, and I noticed that Rabun County didn't have a yard sale page on Facebook, so I created one. Well, I never sold a thing, and several other pages popped up over the next year, and I can't remember exactly when I changed it to the bulletin board, but a few years into it, changed it to the Rabun County Bulletin Board, and that's where it is today. I guess I thought it was more useful, that way.
Yeah.
There's plenty of yard sale sites, so.
Well, one of you just jump in and talk about, what's the purpose of the bulletin board for people that are new to Rabun County or may not be subscribers already?
For information purposes, to help the community so that you're aware of happenings and still to sell stuff if you want to.
Yeah, just pretty much being informative, like anything that you're curious about, or if you want to ask a question or just anything of that sort, it's just something there that you can communicate with other people in the community without having to be present in front of one another or, immediately contacting them on the phone. And you just get everybody's input of the community. And we try to make sure that it tries to stay local. We do accept other surrounding counties, people who live in the surrounding counties, but we just want to keep everyone informed, and just have a platform that people can just communicate.
Yeah. How many subscribers are there right now to the bulletin board, roughly?
Almost 10,000.
Yeah,
Wow.
9.8.
Yeah.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
The things that people talk about, you talk about before, I've seen people ask for recommendations for contractors to get a lot of that. Being in Rabun County, there's a lot of lost animals.
Yes, there are.
There's actually a page, the Rabun
For
County
lost
Lost and
animals,
Found Animals. We don't mind them being on the bulletin board because it might reach a different audience.
Not everybody that's a member of the bulletin board is also a member of the Lost and Found Pets too.
Right,
So.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were talking earlier about the fact that even sometimes the Rabun County Sheriff's Office or Department may, because they have a social media presence, they may hear about something on the bulletin board or vice versa. So you're sharing some of that public awareness and information, weather, all kinds of stuff.
Speaking of those guys, we do try to limit posts that are sensitive in nature. Car accidents, I know everyone wants to know whose house burned down or who was stabbed at Dawn's, or but that's the way kind of rumors get started, so we do try to keep those posts limited and let the sheriff's department take over from there, and the EMT workers do their jobs, and the families find out that their loved ones are hurt, or things like that, sensitive subjects. We do try to keep that stuff off of there.
Yeah.
Because you never know whose family member is has been hurt, so.
Yeah, just for privacy.
Just for privacy's sake, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And just everybody hears a different story.
Yeah.
the Dawns thing. I mean, I heard 5 different stories before I found the truth, you know. So, and they were all there on the bulletin board, and I was like, okay.
Right.
It'd be a good rumor mill if you let it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not the Raven County rumor
Right.
mill, it's the Raven County bulletin board.
Right.
So, as somebody that's doing something called Park Bench, I can kind of relate to.
Yes.
It's clever,
Right.
the notion of a bulletin board. So Jen, you did great with changing the name.
Thanks.
What are some things that you think people might be able to use the bulletin board for that you don't see a lot of right now? And then part 2 of that question is, what are the things that people try to do on the bulletin board today that they kind of shouldn't or can't?
Well, I know recently I've been trying to organize the posts into hashtags. There's a way of doing that. I don't know if you guys noticed any kind of changes. Probably not. You have.
Yeah.
There's you can make kind of like tabs for each section, and I think I have
Like topics.
right topics. I think I have topics and hashtags kind of mixed in together right now. But
Yeah.
if you hashtag your post, like hashtag FYI or things like that, when you're searching, all the FYIs will come up, or all the questions will come up, or all the recommendations
It's
will
like
come
uses
up.
like keywords.
Right.
Yeah.
It uses keywords and pets, like all the groomers will come up.
There's a great search icon at the
Yes.
top of the bulletin board that you can use to ask all the questions.
Right, and then everything's in like kind of like a group. You'll be able to see everything that you need to see without asking the question over and over
Right.
again.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
so
let's say if you're looking
search
for a
the
contractor
keyword,
or something like that, you'll type into the search bar at the bulletin board and type in contractor in the area, and it'll pop up any post that has used that word and not just hashtagged out. Like
Right,
it'll like
right.
just
Yeah.
written in the post, you know, or
Yeah.
if you're looking for a plumber or just landscape, anything like that.
Yeah.
I've even gone back and searched my own post because I know
Right.
I asked previously about something and
Yeah,
I
you could
couldn't
just type your name
remember,
in.
so I did the search and then it brought up my post and others. But
Yeah.
then there's that information there already.
So I think a lot of people are kind of confused on how that works, and they'll just like make another post when they could search a topic, and there's already a post like created for that exact topic.
Yeah.
And when you comment or like a post, it's going to bring it back to the top. You know, so if that post is even 3 months old, once you commented on it again, it's recent activity. It'll scroll back up to the top.
I'll speak up. I know one of the things that people get a little bit confused with, if I think I have this right, is sharing.
Right.
Because it's a
Yes.
group, you can't
Private
share it outside the group, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's just
a
another
private-
reason
yeah.
people should join the group.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
And
it.
also, if
Yeah.
there's a lot of posts where they'll try to post shared, where people like share somebody's post, but since we're not friends with them, it's private. You know, it just says content's not available.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a big thing.
So we
Yeah.
decline a lot of
That's
those
a lot,
posts, and we
yes.
take down a lot of those posts. And I know it looks like that we've taken down, you know, someone's special post or something like that, but that's not the case. We can't even see the post.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we don't know what
we
it
know the
is.
other members can't see the post, or some of them can, some
Yeah.
of them can't, because of the privacy setting of your own
friends.
Facebook page. Yes, so it's not intentional. We're not trying to.
We can't see what the content is that they're
Right.
trying to
Yeah.
post, so
Yeah.
we can't accept it or approve it.
What are some of the no-nos? Just you cannot do. Now, some of this, as we talked about earlier, relates to the fact that it's a Facebook site. So Facebook rules are in effect.
Sure.
Yes, they are.
There are those.
And they have really started to crack down.
But also like bashing or putting down local businesses and stuff, because we want to promote businesses. So if you don't necessarily like a business, then I just don't comment on it, you know, I guess.
Maybe save it for your own personal page.
Right.
Or
Yeah. Or there are
directly to
reviews
the-
on Facebook.
Or,
There's
yeah,
Google
right,
reviews.
there's
if you-
reviews
there's other
everywhere.
places to
Right.
It's just
do
not
that.
Express yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just it's more of a place. Like I just changed the what's it called?
The questions?
The cover photo.
Oh,
Where you would just simply take a tack and put up a little notice on an actual bulletin board.
Right.
You know, that's it's
Yeah.
kind of like what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Not a place where
You discuss the.
We put like who does the best nails in town and why they don't do the best nails in town.
Yeah.
Like you don't put that on a bulletin
experience
board.
was horrible.
Right.
Yeah.
Just knowing this person and just
Or your political
negativity,
views.
yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
That's a big
No.
one.
Your political
No.
views. Anything about
Politics
anything
are a
personal.
big no-no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Political views.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bar in that sense, you know.
Right.
No politics and no religion.
yeah, okay, I got it. One of the things though that's really cool and that I have noticed a lot is they'll just be human situations where there's a person in need or looking for support. Can you think of a case or two in which kind of the bulletin board's been a place where the community came together?
Yeah.
Her name is Pam.
Pam.
She got scammed out of
Mhm.
because Chime has it's like an app. I don't know what it is, but it's not a real bank, and she pretty much got scammed out of her money, and that's the money she had. And a lot of the community members posted on there saying they would go out of their way to take the dump to the. I think she's in Chechero.
She's on Chechero.
Yeah, and so they would just give her whatever they had, or just give her some sort of appreciation. That's just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what's great about our community.
She's
I
super
love it.
sweet.
Yeah.
I think that Chime. I think Chime got scammed though.
Chime is
like
an
that.
actual card, like
Yeah.
banking card. It's legit, but whatever I don't know what the exact
They just
scam
got hacked.
was.
Yeah.
But
Like,
Right. They
they
did
like
it through
just got-
Chime, but it wasn't like actually Chime. that did it, just to
wasn't
clarify.
it, yeah.
Chime's a good company.
You know, you get those emails from PayPal, and they're really not
From
PayPal.
Yeah, there was a new
Amazon.
scam
Or
on
the
there
IRS.
today. Yeah, there's a new scam
Yeah.
alert on there today about.
it's Amazon, right?
I think it was Amazon. I'm not certain, but it was.
Yeah, Amazon's not calling you.
It was crazy.
Yeah, they're not emailing you in
No.
bad English asking
If it's
you.
too
Right.
good to be
It's
true,
definitely
it
not
probably
calling.
is.
Right.
Yeah,
And we work hard to keep people out of there that are potential scammers or hackers.
yeah.
But
Sometimes they slip.
they do slip
Yeah.
by, and maybe you've accidentally pushed the button, like accept, while you're accepting another one. Sometimes
that
it lags,
happens. Yeah.
So
And you get
sometimes,
okay, and-
yeah, sometimes we decline people we don't mean to. Sometimes we let people in that we don't mean to.
There's a lot of activity.
There's a lot of human error involved in that. Yeah, we're not
There's
perfect.
some days where we'll have an insane amount of requests in one day, just one day alone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you just quantify that at some level? Like, I mean, you're talking about almost 10,000 people. How many posts are there a day that you have to go through and try to make a subjective decision about whether or not you're going to
Hard
accept it?
because between the 5 of us, we're approving posts. So
Yeah, we don't-
I don't really know how many there are. a
They
day.
don't really sit there. I mean, there's some like where I just question it, and I'm just like,
We'll just
I don't know.
leave
If,
it,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna leave it if I'm gonna leave it to
Right.
somebody else to do
And
it.
then we'll group
But
message.
I feel like
I don't know.
I mean,
how-
I would say probably anywhere from
I probably approved 20. 50.
yeah, I'd say anywhere
20 a
from like
day.
30 to 50.
I think I just looked at the stats. Yeah, there's 2,000 since the beginning of March. So.
and we are on day 9.
Yeah.
right.
So I was gonna say that's a couple hundred a day,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, and member pending approval, you could have one person sitting there inviting,
They invite their
50
whole friends
people.
list. Yes.
Yeah.
and so
It'll just
yeah.
sit there, and they're not answering the questions.
Yeah, I always
So
give them a
it's just-
leeway to
I
answer
do,
questions.
Right, because once they, okay, I want to be a member, like it sends us the request immediately, but they may still be answering the questions, and
Oh.
They may not even
Give
be
it a
on
few
their phone
minutes.
until
Yeah.
later on.
if we get to it too fast, it might get declined before they had a chance to answer the questions.
But they can
Yeah.
always
The reason for the questions is just simply to keep scammers out, because robots, scammers, hackers, there's some specific questions in there that they need to answer, like Rabun, like where are you from, or
yeah. So the point of
whatnot.
asking the questions is to sort of preserve the safety and the integrity of the environment, if
Yeah,
you will,
absolutely.
not to hassle
Yeah.
people.
100%.
Yeah.
yeah.
We joked around at the beginning about the fact that none of you make a salary, that this is a volunteer position. I don't think any of you are independently wealthy either, so you have normal jobs.
Quite opposite.
Yes.
Yes, okay, that's a crazy concept. And do you do things like sleep from time to time? So,
occasionally raise kids.
oh, those things. So, there's not necessarily an admin sitting there 24/7, 365 waiting to answer a question or approve a post or something like that. So,
I mean, luckily, some of us are night owls.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll go to approve a post and I hit approve. It's like it's already disappeared, and I'll go through into the activity. I'm like, oh, Jen just did it. Oh, Jen's awake, you know.
Yeah.
I'm usually awake.
So yeah, that's a big thing of we have jobs, we have other stuff that we're doing. So if your post isn't getting approved immediately, you know, there's no need to resend it in 3-4 different times because you know
we just haven't gotten.
Yeah, we just.
I get
have
up
outside
6:30, 6:15. So when I get up, I check and try and do some things that I can, you know, real quick.
Yeah.
And then I think we just hand it off throughout the day.
Yeah.
Plus
They're
the
early birds. And
I'm kind of both. Plus the notifications get mixed in with our personal Facebook notifications. So if we posted on something personal on our pages, all those notifications are kind of all in there. And I mean, I'll check my phone and then have no notifications, and all of a sudden I've got like 30.
Oh, wait, no.
I'm like, okay, something's gone on.
Yeah, or you know when something's going on in the bulletin board
Yes.
because you have like a million notifications, moderation alert,
You're like,
keyword,
Keyword alert.
Or a big influx of membership.
yeah,
You know, like, oh, okay, everybody wants to join because there's been some sort of drama that we've missed.
yeah.
Like last night, yesterday with the police incident.
Yeah, I didn't.
There was a huge number of member requests after that
right.
Don's Market.
Yeah, issue. So, well, I am certainly not the official ambassador of Raven County, but sort of on behalf of and from the perspective of somebody that's relatively new to the community, it's just a tremendous resource.
Thanks.
And I just appreciate the time and attention that you all are putting into it. It's really a great page, and it's been great to work with you. And amazingly, a few things that we've done have gotten posted, gotten approved, and
Right.
Yay.
Well, we have a great group of people. We really do. I mean, between all of us, I think we allow the good things in and moderate and go through and make sure things aren't supposed to be there, just to help the community and make sure nobody's getting hurt in the process of any of it.
yeah.
And just one last thing I could say, there are several hundred posts a day, like we talked about earlier, and some of the things get away from us, and we don't even know they're there. Like, we don't allow certain things on the bulletin board. We try to keep a positive environment and a happy place. You know, the world's not so much of that all the time. So
Someone could always comment and twist it. And
Yeah. we don't even know it's
we
there.
don't
Yeah.
see
So
it until it's gotten out of control, and it's just,
hundreds of comments later, we see the post.
and
We
people
Until we
normally
get an alert or something like that, because we're not going through. And
we have to read through all the comments to make sure it's even appropriate or whatever, and then usually
y'all
the
aren't
post just
perfect
gets.
either? Gee, man.
I'm very
You
far.
eat, sleep,
These girls
you
are
work,
way more
and you're not
perfect.
perfect. I mean, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with
Unfortunately,
that. It's awful.
Human beings.
Well, thank you for taking a
You're
few
so
minutes of
welcome.
your time to
Thank
do
you.
this. Yeah. So, folks, if you're not currently subscribed to the Raven County Bulletin Board, you absolutely have to become a subscriber. It's a great asset. You'll have a lot of fun. You'll get to interact with the admins, and it's a great resource for the community. If you want to invite other people, people, or you see friends that aren't on the page, please invite them. And if you've got an organization, it doesn't have to be a business, that you want to share the good news with the rest of Raven County, whether it's the people that live here all the time, are blessed to do so, or if it's folks that are just visiting for a short period of time, get in contact with me and Laura. We can do an interview or a feature like this. Spring has sprung. We are at least upon the precipice of spring. That's really hard to say. I don't think I can do it again. So we can do some outdoor stuff too. Anyway, see you next time, Raven County. Thank you again, admins.
Be kind.
and don't forget to answer all the questions.
All the questions.
All of them.
Tell your friends too.